honestly. Hello and welcome to episode 10 of that RowRow Kades podcast. I cannot believe it's episode 10 already, double figures. It seems absolutely crazy. I don't feel like I've recorded that many of them. My name is Kelly and I'm also known as RowRow Kades on Instagram and Ravelry and other areas of social media that I don't use as much. This is a knitting and designing podcast from the northeast of England. So welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. And if you're new, then hello. It's really nice to meet you. I have actually had a big influx of new subscribers over the last couple of weeks. Lovely Katie from Songbird Handmade on Instagram had shared her favourite podcasts and I was in the list, and also on the list was Summerlee Knits, who designs socks, and she has a big following on Instagram, and then she shared again and it seemed to have attracted lots more people. So if you've come from there, it's really nice to meet you and thank you very much for clicking subscribe. And if you just found me some other way, I'd love to know actually. I'd love to know how you find me. So let me know. Come and say hello. Okay, so this week I feel like I really don't have a big pile of stuff next to me. I feel like I'm kind of in a little bit of limbo. So today is October the 7th, which is a Thursday, and I'm pretty sure, unless I've read it wrong, that the Stephen West MKAL starts tomorrow on the 8th, I think. I need to look it up. I still haven't caked my yarn. But I feel like I don't want to cast anything else on until I've kind of got to grips with where I'm going with the mystery shawl, because I've never done one before and I didn't want to like feel really swamped and panicked that I had too much on the needles. So because I've got designs to do and everything as well as this shawl, so it might be that everything else takes a back seat, because I'd really like to keep up with the MKAL if I can. I don't know how feasible that's going to be. I don't know how big his sections are, and I don't know, I'm assuming they come out once a week, but I don't know how much you're expected to knit in that week. So yeah, his shawls are always like massive, aren't they? And I can't see you not knitting very much in a week. I think you must have to knit a fair bit, but we'll see. So start with what I'm wearing. And if you've been a viewer of the podcast, you will know that this is my pink Fizz jumper by Andrea Mowry. Yeah, I finished this, if you're new to the podcast, I finished this in episode 8, which is the one that's really long, it's called, because it's about an hour and a half long. And this is revealed in there, like I've got a curtain or something. Ta-da! No, I didn't do that. But I really enjoyed knitting Pink Fizz, as long-term viewers know. It was lots and lots of fun. It took me ages, but it was lots of fun. Even though there's like the stocking stitch and everything, these lace panels are like a lot of fun to knit. And one thing I don't think I mentioned before, right at the very beginning of making this podcast, I was already knitting the Pink Fizz. And I'd said that I had a problem because the pattern wasn't written out and I wasn't a chart reader. Like, I'll always put charts in my patterns and everything, but charts make me go boggle-eyed. I'm like, can't see where I'm going, can't see what I'm on or anything. And I said that at the beginning, and I said that I was going to sit and write out the pattern, but then that's just like, Kelly, you don't have time for that. And I didn't end up doing that. And I do mention it again in the podcast that I just ended up reading the chart and crossing off where I'd been, and that was like giving me a marker of where I was every time I crossed off below. Since then, I now knit everything from charts. Like, I've stopped doing the written completely. It's kind of totally converted me into a chart reader, which I never in a million years thought that would happen. But now I find charts so much easier to just do. I think this was so, it's an intricate lace, it's a complicated lace. So there was obviously a lot of symbols on the chart, and I had to learn the symbols, and I think that's where I'd fell down before, was that I could never remember which way around the knit two together and the SSK went and things like this. I could never, things wouldn't stick in my head, but now they have. Charts, it's the future. It's not like ancient and I'm only just getting on the wagon basically. But yeah, so now I'm a chart reader now. Okay, so that's what I'm wearing. So finished objects. I have more blanket squares, and yeah, I haven't finished anything massive. So I'll start with blanket squares. I've been made aware about, before I go on, I've been made aware about people watching podcasts and lip reading. So I don't know anyone in real life who lip reads, so I'm not very conscious of that when I'm talking. So I'm going to try to be more conscious of that going forward, because when I stick things up on the screen and it fills the screen, I'm chattering away behind, and obviously anybody lip reading can't see that. So while I show things and block the camera, I will be trying to be a little bit quieter, just to make things a little bit more accessible for everybody. But please bear with me, because that's not something that I'm used to doing, and I'm a bit gobby. so we'll see how we go. So right, so the blanket, Stitch on Sunday Blanket. I have just completed week 40, which is the final square. It's not been released yet though. That's Sunday's square. And I'm gonna now start sewing all mine up. I noticed the other day all my ends, I haven't sewn in one end on every single square. 40 squares, and they've all got at least 2 ends sticking out of them. I'm just like, but what we're gonna do? Can't get anyone else to do it for me. This square happens to have 6 ends. No, it doesn't, Kelly. Muppet. It has 4 ends because I run out of yarn and had to join a yarn. So yeah, excellent. So this was week 38, and this was lace bubbles. Is it the right way up? Yes. So I'm back in focus. With lace bubbles, it was kind of, oh, my voice went funny. It's kind of a fun knit because they look like bubbles, but they're not actually bubbles. And it has all like the lace going up the sides and everything. Yeah, so I liked that one. I thought that was really nice. I'm going to use that for something else. So that was lace bubbles. Bubbles. I think it's bubbles. It's week 38 anyway. And then week 39. Week 39 is called Sevignac lace. I will write it. It's a French word, I think, and it has a accent across the E. I'm not 100% what that accent means. Like, I don't know what it does to the E, how it, oh, do you know what I mean? Like, does it make it go or does it make it go E, or does it make it go I don't know. So I'm not sure if I'm saying it right at all, but who cares? Like, no offence to French people, I don't mean it like that. I just mean, it doesn't matter if I'm saying it wrong, does it? Like, it's the name of a lace pattern. So, this one was super hard. It's lots of decreases, but it's decreasing on the opposite side as well, and it's SSPs and SSSPs. Slip, slip, purl, and slip, 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 purl. And they can be a little bit tricky sometimes. And I wanted to use this design ages ago I wanted to use this pattern ages ago in a new design, and I couldn't knit it. I couldn't figure it out. But I've since learned a lot more. So that's why I wanted, because the people who've been doing the blanket have learned all these, how to do an SSP and an SSSP over the course of the blanket, then I wanted to show them what they can do. So I've put in a really hard one right at the end. So this is Sevignac lace. So yeah, it's quite textured on the back as well. So I mean, if you are knitting the blanket and you're like, oh my god, like, what a cow, why has she done that? Like, there is a couple of squares that are reversible, so you'd be okay if you can't do it. But yeah, that was a fun one. So that's those two. That's week 38 and 39. And then my other finished object is my diffraction socks. So this is my pattern. This pattern was released on Tuesday, and at the time of recording this, today's the 7th of October, like I've already said, these socks have got 20% off until Sunday the 10th. Yes, Sunday the 10th of October. So the 20% off till Sunday the 10th. And then after it's till midnight BST, which is GMT +1. And after that, they'll go back to full price. So this is my diffraction socks. So I'll show you one like this. So they're a stocking stitch around the back and the foot, and lace down the front. And this is the lace. It's really pretty lace. And they also have a partridge, an eye of partridge heel. Last week I said, they had a partridge heel. Then in the text above I said partridge eye heel. I was still wrong. It's the eye of partridge heel. So silly head me. This is the diffraction socks. So yes, they are out now. They were knitted in a yarn by the Weaver's Cottage, yarn, which is an Etsy shop. I think she's called Rosie. I can't 100% remember. But this is in her sock yarn. It was a merino nylon blend. I cannot remember it'll be the usual 25 nylon and 75 merino. Covered in hair. I had to wear them to model, and my dog is such a hairy beast, and there was just, yeah, it doesn't matter how many times I hoover, still covered in hair. So yes, this was Jadeite colourway. It kind of looks a bit stripy there, but it's not stripy, it's just, it's very pretty. So there you go, it's like a minty colour. So that is Diffraction, and that's out now. So if you're a sock knitter and you love lacy socks, you can pop out and get it. Somebody on Ravelry, 2 people on Ravelry, I haven't had a chance to reply to them yet, and I will, had said that they'd really like to see a cowl knitted in the diffraction pattern, the lace. This lace. And I already have a hat and a cowl in Diffraction. They are in a DK weight. Oh, sorry. That's my speaker going off. Yes, they're in a DK weight and they already exist. They'd said about one in a 4-ply weight, but you would be able to adjust the cowl to using a 4-ply finger and weight yarn. So I'm not going to rewrite that in a come on brain. It's like I feel like my brain is over there in a piece of string. I'm like I'm having to pull it back all the time. Yeah, it's in a DK weight. I'm not going to rewrite the pattern for a fingering weight yarn because you would be able to alter that easily by just casting on the multiple of stitches needed. I can't remember, I think it's 24 in the cowl pattern. So yes, that would be it. It's quite simple. So yeah, I already have the cowl. I already have a hat in Diffraction. And I've got 2 more things planned if I can get them to work. We will have to see. So yeah, that's those. And that's it for finished objects. So we'll move on to whips. So in my tea party Jibby Rousseau's bag is my Assisi Shawl. So this is the Assisi Shawl by Westknits, which is Elise. I'm not gonna try and do a surname anymore because I feel like I'm just getting it wrong all the time. So this is lovely. Ooh, getting quite long. This way. Can't fit it all on the screen, can I? So yeah, and it's like, can you see those? So the last time you seen me, I was where the marker is dangling. And so I've done a fair bit, to be fair. It's such a relaxing one to do because it's discard a stitch and it's quite intuitive. And yeah, I think I'm nearly done because I'm at the straight bit now. You can see it's curling. See, it's straightening off instead of it increasing all the time. And I've only got 1 page of the pattern left, so I must be coming out to the end. Sorry, cover my face. Must be coming out to the end. This is what it should look like. If I can find Elise's picture. So my battery ran out, so I've been gone about 2 hours while it charged. So if the lighting is different, I'm sorry. I was showing you the picture of the Assisi shawl, which is there. That's the picture from the pattern. So yes, I think I'm here. So I've got this bit to do, or this, no, it'll be this bit. I think, I'm not 100% where I am, but I haven't got that much left of the pattern to do. There's a page. So yeah, but yes, very, very enjoyable knit. Really, really liking it. The yarn that I'm using, let me just get it back in this bag, is Willow and Lark's Ramble, and that is 100% wool. It doesn't say what sort of wool, it just says 100% wool. This is the Hearth colourway, and my other one is Country Blue, which is this one. Now I am slightly concerned because that is all the Country Blue I've got left. Yeah, it's not focusing, is it? There we go. That's it. So I'm a bit like, oh, am I going to have enough? So I might have to buy another ball of country blue. I've got two of the grey left, plus whatever's on the project. I cannot speak today. Yes, so I'm a little bit concerned that I might not have enough blue, but fingers crossed that I do. And yes, so that is my Assisi shawl. That's going really well, really liking that. My other whip is, just get rid of them, is my Tiny Dino Explorer cardigan by Jane Burns. Where's the pattern gone? Oh, that's good. I'll pop a picture of it up here. I did show you. So this is a cardigan that I'm knitting for Rowan. The pattern, the biggest size is 4 to 5. I think it's 4 to 5. It's possibly, no, it's not 5 to 6. It's 4 to 5. And Rowan turned 5 in May. And I did think when I cast it on that this was going to be too small. The pattern is worked flat, but I've done it in the round because I hate working flat. So I kind of did a little botch job. So basically, the last time I was here, I'd worked like this bottom half here, and that was probably about how much I'd done. So it is a moss stitch edge, seed stitch, I think some countries call it. America calls it seed stitch, but here it's moss stitch. So moss stitch edge and stocking stitch, and it's just a basic drop sleeve cardigan with buttons up the front, but then it's got the dinosaur, it's a hoodie, and it's got the dinosaur spikes going down the back and a little tail. So I did that bit, and then I tried it on Rowan, and I just wrapped it around his middle to see if we were any good. And it was about this much too small. So I thought, oh God, I don't want to pull all that out. I know it's not huge, like it's not an adult jumper, but I just couldn't be bothered to pull it out again and do it again. So I cast on, I've left it so you can see what I'm going to do. I've cast on this bit with the moss stitch edging. Cast it on, knitted to the same length, and then just attached it and started to knit again. And I'm basically going to mattress stitch that together. So it'll have a tiny seam, but it's like a cardigan for him to just mess about it. So I'm not that bothered about it. And I'm just going to mattress stitch down there, just sew that together so that it's wide enough. So I've knitted, I've got the shoulders together, and I started on a sleeve. So I just picked up the stitches for the sleeve, because the sleeves are worked cuff up, bottom up in the pattern and then sewn in, but that's my nightmare. I'm so bad at sewing in sleeves. So I decided to just pick up the stitches for the sleeve, and I'm just doing the decreases for them. So yeah, so I've got the button band to do, the other sleeve to do, the hood to do, and then we're going to get on to the little dragon, little dinosaur spikes. I am knitting this in, is this the actual label? Yes, this is just, I've said before, it's just James C. Brett double DK, double knitting with merino. This is the DM, that's my dog snoring if you can hear her. Honestly. DM10 is the colourway, which Wool Warehouse have now named them. I think they've just decided to name them all. And I think this one's called Silver, but James C. Brett actually just has them numbered. So yeah, I'll hide behind it. That's pretty accurate. So this is, it's 70% acrylic, 20% siliconized soft polyamide and 10% merino. It's lovely and soft, and you can bang it in the washing machine and it's absolutely fine. I've got a few things in it. I have loads of it in my stash from when I was knitting baby knits, and so I just thought I'll just make him a jumper, a cardigan out of all of that. So that is my little Dino Explorer. So I've done quite a bit on that over the past week, so I'm hoping to get a bit further with it, but it totally depends on this MKAL shawl, and if yeah, if I get enough time. It depends on how much time that takes from me. Other whips. Last podcast I mentioned that I had a project that was a secret project and I wasn't allowed to share the yarn with you. So I went to find the labels for these yarns and I don't know what I've done with them, which is brilliant. Isn't that brilliant? But, so basically I am working with Hobbii Yarns, which is a shop, I think it's based in Denmark. I'm not 100% actually where they're based, but they approached me and asked me if I would like to do a project for Halloween and to just knit some Halloween socks in some of their yarn, and I have to talk about it every Friday basically. So last week I revealed the yarn on Instagram, and I chose 2 different yarns. They're both variegated, and it's in their unicorn colour. It's unicorn yarn. It's called unicorn. So they do unicorn in solids and they do it in variegated, and I chose 2 different variegated. So, and then I've got to just make some socks. So these are the 2 colours that I chose. So they're caked up now, they weren't caked up the other day. So this one is called Curious, and I just thought it was quite Halloweeny. There is bits of green in there, but you can't really see them very well, and it's not actually knitting up with much green, but I did see bits and bobs of green in there when it was in its skein. So so that's, I'm not doing very good with this lip reading thing, am I? So that is Curious, that's in the unicorn, and then the other one I got was Graceful. So this one reminded me of like the darkness of Halloween and splashes of blood. So I think this one is my favourite. That's more in my colour scheme than this one is. I don't really go for neons. So tomorrow I have to show my work that's begun. So I think it's okay to share it here now. So this is, I'm thought about doing like socks with spiders on. So this is the Curious yarn knitted up, and I did like, it's really hard to see, especially with it being variegated. It's not even focusing for you. So I kind of did like the little butterfly stitch for spiders, but it's not really, it doesn't really stand out. But it's not a design, it's just, it's to show off their yarn really. So this is how this one is knitting up, which I think is kind of, it's nice. I do like it. It's a merino and I think it's polyamide blend. I'm not 100% and I can't find the label because I'm a div. But I will look it up online and I'll write it and tell you exactly what the blend is. But yeah, it's soft and it's a nice yarn. It's 4-ply fingering weight. And then this one's on DPNs, because I didn't have another cable. Is that focused? So I like how this one is knitting up better. And I think the spiders might stand out a bit better maybe. So we'll see. I've only done the rib on that one. I started that one late last night. So we're just doing little sections of each and seeing which one I like the best, and then I'll probably only knit the socks in one yarn. I don't know if I'm going to do them both together. So that is it. New designs on the needles is everybody was super excited with those Colourwork socks that I showed last episode. So I'm going to be working on those. I've only done the ribbing at the minute, so there's nothing to show you. It's a cream ribband. So I'll show you those when they're a bit further along next episode, hopefully. So yeah, that's it for my whips and everything else. Next episode is obviously I'm going to be showing you the MKAL, the shawl for Shawlography. So I'm not sure how that's going to work, whether people are going to want to see it, especially if they're involved. So I'll have to see what other people are doing with that. If everyone's just showing them, then I'm just going to show them. But if everybody's being a bit secretive, maybe I'll have to be secretive. I don't know. I've never done it before, but I'm dead excited for it. So acquisitions, we'll talk about those. I don't think I showed this when I got it. I think I showed it on Instagram, but I don't think I showed it on here. There we go. So this is a one-of-a-kind from Enchanted Yarns. She posted it up. She basically used the bottom of the dye pot to just mop up what was left, and she got that, and I seen it and just completely fell in love with it. She called it Enchanted Forest. It's 75% BFL and 25% nylon, and I just had, you know, when you just have to have something. I just seen it and I was like, have you listed that on Etsy yet? Because like I need it. And she let me have it before she'd even listed it. So yes, I can't wait to use that. That's just going to be for something for me because it is a one of a kind. She's going to try and replicate it, but just in case she can't, I'm just going to keep it for me. And the other acquisition I got was this. So this is from Cottage Yarns, and it's Titus 4-ply, and this is the Hibiscus colourway. It's 75% merino and 25% silk, and this was a gift from my lovely friend Jane. And I am going to design something in it, and I'm thinking a shawl maybe, but it's a long way off. I'm so busy at the minute with stuff that I've got to get done. So that's all my acquisitions. I've got stuff ordered coming, but nothing else, and I've got nothing planned to knit because I just want to get this MKAL sorted. So what else do I need to tell you? Podcast recommendations. Nobody last episode gave me any podcast recommendations. I'm disappointed in you all. But who have I been watching? The two podcasts that I've enjoyed this week is the first one is Little Ljiko podcast. I'm not sure if I've mentioned Little Ljiko before. Amanda, she's also British, she's English, she's a bit further south than me, and she knits loads. She's so fast. So I really enjoy her podcast. She's also a yarn dyer. I haven't had the pleasure of having any of her yarn yet, but it is in my plans to get some. So yes, she's lots of fun. And the other one that I've just started watching is The Thoughtful Knitter. And she's only got 2 episodes out, but she's doing really, really well. And she's got this very gentle, like very gentle Scottish accent. She's from way up in the Scottish bit. She's from really high up. And she has this really gentle, beautiful accent, which I absolutely love. And yes, and she's really great to watch, and she's got some beautiful work that she's doing. So those are my two podcasts, The Thoughtful Knitter and Little Landcack. They're my two podcasts this week. And I did say that I was going to recommend a designer, but I haven't actually been looking at anybody and can't think of anyone off the top of my head that I haven't already mentioned previously. So I'm not going to like pop anybody out because time's getting on. The last thing I wanted to talk to you about was that we were mentioning how to do like a chat for the podcast, and a lot of people were saying different things to me. I think the best one for us to do would be Discord. I think that's away from Ravelry, it's away from Facebook, where people just don't want to be there. And Discord, I think we've got a lot more scope. Now, I haven't properly looked into it, but there's more scope to do things in Discord, I think. So I'm gonna sort that out, and I'll have it ready for the next podcast, I think, and we'll start then. And that's it. That's everything. So life stuff, if you're interested in any of that, basically, I have my son's 13th birthday on Monday the 11th. So this weekend is going to be crazy. I'm a little bit, I think that's why my brain's a bit like, because I've got a boys sleepover on Saturday night, and that is with my son and 4 of his friends. So there's going to be 5 boys in my living room. I've got air beds for them to sleep on, and I've got to make myself scarce and be out the way upstairs. So I've got that going on Saturday, and I need to sort out the food and everything for that, and cake and things. On the Sunday, he's having a meal with our family, all the like my parents and Terry's parents, his dad. Terry's parents are going to be there, and his sister and things like this, Terry's sister. So that's going to be lovely, but I'm a bit like making sure I've got everybody sorted for that, and it's all booked. We had such a hard time finding anywhere to book us all in because of COVID, and a lot of places around here have shut down now, and people have changed the way they do things and everything else. So that was stressful, but we've managed to get us into a place we've been a few times before that's lovely, so that's good. And then the actual Monday is his birthday, and there's not a thing planned for his actual birthday. He'll be off to school, and yeah, my dog's going to start barking. So yes, busy weekend ahead, and in the meantime I've got like lots and lots of designing to do. So yeah, I feel a little bit, I don't know what the word is, I feel a bit like I've got too much going on, and I'm a bit like yeah, so I think that's why my brain's a little bit but I'll be fine after Tuesday I'll be fine. So yes, I'm gonna check that I'm right with this MKAL, get my yarn caked up, get sorted, and get on with everything that I've got to get on with, and try and fit this MKAL in. I'm so excited about it, but I'm so worried it's going to take up too much time. So fingers crossed it doesn't. And then I've got so much future knitting I want to get on with. Like, I want to get everything done so I can get on with the next things. It's ridiculous. Not enough needles, not enough time in the day. So that's me. I'm done and dusted. I will see you in 2 weeks for episode 11. Thank you so much for subscribing if you have, and if you haven't, and what's wrong with you? Press the button. But I'm going before I make a total div of myself. So yes, happy knitting, and I'll see you next time. Bye.